23 July 2020, and I'm joined by Mr. Khaliphani Phugeni, spokesman for the MDC-T. How are you, sir?
I'm good. How are you, Kabakwe?
Thank you very much. And I want us to go straight into the topic.
Okay.
You have been at Harvest House for almost a month now.
Yeah.
What can you say have been the major achievements that Dr. Kupe's team has achieved in this past month?
I think it's the stability that she has brought, and the vision for the politics that benefits the ordinary Zimbabwean. It's not a self-serving politics, one that benefits the individual, where it's more of PR and nothing substantive for the ordinary folk. So you will appreciate that all she's been trying to do now is to balance up all the different demographics in the country, put them there. She'll be the first one to admit that on the women's side, she really hasn't been that successful. She will try and do her best on that front. But I'm sure you can agree that there is stability, there is direction. You can see the traction in the messaging that the party is getting. And of course, those victories in court, don't take them for granted. She's on the phone almost 24/7 with Professor Maduku, making sure that her briefings to him are to the point, and that is why you see all those victories in the courts. She's basically setting the country on a good trajectory going forward, so that when posterity comes, at least the young people will know that there was a fearless woman who faced the lion and defeated it with her bare hands.
Okay, I want to go a bit into her leadership style. Dr. Kupe has only addressed, if I'm not mistaken, one press conference. Explain to me further, is this a leadership style to be out of the limelight?
Yeah, like I said to you, this is not about her. This is a leadership that knows how to draw from all our capabilities and capacity throughout the country and set up an agenda for everyone, and then expects people to deliver on that mandate. In her first full standing committee, she read us all what she called our role clarity. Basically, this is what I'm expecting from information. This is what I'm expecting from the Secretary General. This is what I'm expecting from the chairperson. This is what I'm expecting from the Director of Elections. And so when we go out there, we're going out there under her authority and her supervision. And she doesn't have to throw her weight around in public galleries. But she makes sure that at least the party that she started with the late President Morgan Tsvangirai and other very illustrious leaders of the then ZCTU, people can look back and be proud because they had objectives, and those objectives are yet to be met. And she wants to make sure that she focuses the party towards attaining those objectives.
Okay, then we saw her traveling almost 600 kilometers to Buhera to attend the funeral of Gogo Chamisa, which she was not able to attend. Is she extending a hand of reconciliation to MDC-Alliance President Chamisa?
Okay, I know that a lot of mischief has been banded around on that note. One thing which I want you to appreciate is that this party which she started, one of its key values is solidarity. And in death, we don't consider our political differences or positions or dispositions. We strengthen the hand of solidarity. That's one of the key values of the MDC-T. So honestly speaking, this mischief around why did she go to the funeral, it lacks the understanding of not only the values of the MDC-T, but of Ubuntu. As Africans, in death, we really suspend all differences. Now, it is not lost to Dr. Kupe, by the way, that when she lost her mother, NC was there. When she lost her father, NC was there. When she did what they call unveiling, NC was there. And so when the call came through, because you must appreciate that they called her. She didn't just see this on social media and she says, I'm going there. They called her. So, and it shows you their appreciation and understanding of the MDC values, that this person, we differ politically right now, but there is a death, and this is one of the people we need in times like this. So they called her, and she was really touched by that. And right away, she put a call through to me, letting me know what has happened, because we're not in the same place. And she immediately put through an SMS to NC, and I was also touched by it. I mean, we differ politically, but that's a comrade. And so I said, Madam President, I think you must call him. And she found his number. We went around until we found his number, the one that does calls. And they spoke and they said, are you coming for the funeral? And she said, yes, I am. And you know, I've already narrated this story over and over again. And we went there. It's understandable, by the way, because too much has been invested in polarization. Too much is invested in polarization. So the behavior that happened, it was to be expected because too much polarization has taken place. I hope we learn, we take lessons out of it. And as a country, we should learn to disagree without being disagreeable. But I think I had committed that I don't want to be talking about this thing because I think too much political mischief is said and done around it. And it's really unfair. A human being is mourning his mother, and let's just respect that.
Okay, now let's go to the issue of the Extraordinary Congress.
Yeah.
What has happened there? Has the Supreme Court allowed you to vary the Congress date?
Okay, our lawyer has since submitted the papers. I will have concrete information tomorrow. As you know, tomorrow on Friday, we are carrying on with that case of the 9 members of parliament. So I will at least get a closer contact with Prof. Matuku, and I should be able to have details as to where is that application to the CS as far as variation of our judgment is concerned.
Okay, and still on that topic of the 9 senators and 5 MPs, have you replaced them, and who is the replacement?
Okay, I think you will appreciate that I did a presser this past Tuesday at Harvest House in the midst of our standing committee. And I did promise the press that I'm going to come with the names. I'm still coming with the names. I listened to your mischievous reporting saying, I can't remember the right words, but you simply say there's chaos, I think, because Dr. Kupe has filled those places with her friends from Bulawayo. Now, I took exception to saying she filled the places, first of all, with her friends, considering you listened to my presser. So you should have at least considered the position which we gave you as far as how those places were filled. But when you went with her friends from Bulawayo, I just said to myself, I probably need to find out, what does that mean exactly?
Okay, those are, remember I've got sources everywhere. Those are words which I got from my sources within your own party.
Oh, so Kabakwe, if you get anything said, you will magnify it in your platform on the excuse that these are sources. Because I'm just trying to understand, her friends from Bulawayo. Now let me give you an example. Maybe let me try help you further by saying, because I'm from Bulawayo, am I part of those friends from Bulawayo?
I think what I'm trying to express here is the words that people from your own party used in a conversation with me. So what made it worse for me was that your party has made replacements, but is not releasing the names.
Yeah, but you must be patient because there is due process that we are going through. And the mere fact that we have not yet released, when I've told you that I'm going to release the names, it doesn't give you the license to go out there and basically tarnish and soil the image of a national leader in the person of Dr. Kupe. I want to go back to myself. I'm not her friend, by the way. I just happen to be her subordinate. I'm not her friend. I am, forget the new position that I hold right now. You go back to 2014. I am a shadow cabinet minister. Now deal with that. Help me. Just tell me anyone from Bulawayo holding that position. So when you make such sweeping statements, by the way, and there's an undertone to it, it's a stereotype, and I can help you develop this stereotype because you lack the courage to then bring it to its logical conclusion. The stereotype says, she is a female, she's from Matebele land, she's here by luck, then therefore she has no leadership qualities. All she can do is she can take people of her ethnic disposition and just put them there who are undeserving. Now, I challenge you, because you've heard from other people, now you're hearing from me, who from Bulawayo, who is senior to me, or who at national level, who is national level, I'm broadening this whole thing, who at national level is senior to me and was not accommodated?
You see, I cannot answer the question if I don't have the names of the people that were appointed.
Now it shows you that you were irresponsible in your reporting because you are reporting based on ignorance. Because I'm going to Bulawayo where she's saying she have taken the people, because you reported that I'm going to the Senate. Now, I've not confirmed that, not denied that, but I'm simply saying to you, then I'm putting myself in the Bulawayo group, which you are mentioning. Who at national level is senior to me, who's not in parliament?
Okay, I don't know who was in the running. This is what I'm saying, this thing.
No. I said who at national level is senior and not in parliament. So if you don't have that information, then your reporting is reckless.
Okay. There are people in your party that feel sidelined, that feel that the process was not fair and transparent, and they made a statement to a media house. Our job is to produce information. So if someone comes to me and alleges something, I'm going to produce it the way they say to me.
No, that's reckless. You are not helping build this country, by the way. But let me help you with the process. And I'll repeat again something which I said in my presser on Tuesday. You will appreciate that Madam Kupe was alive to the accusation that her predecessors would abuse their position when it comes to these processes. Unfounded allegations, especially with regards to MT. But you know that with NC, it was said that money exchanged hands or some favors of some type, you know. So she was alive to that. And she made sure that as far as the women quota is concerned, she has nothing to do with it. It goes to Dorothy Pepe, the national chairperson for women. And she made sure that as far as senators are concerned, it goes to the national chairperson, who is Komich. Now, I communicated this to a lot of people who were calling me, trying to speak to Madam President. I told them, you are wasting your time. She's not involved in this process. She will never be involved in this process. It's a deliberate decision on her part. And this process was carried out by women leadership at national level, because Dorothy Pepe then called all the national leaders from the Women Assembly. They gathered at Harvest House last week on Thursday. All the national leadership of Women Assembly were gathered at Harvest House on Thursday to carry out this process. The president was not involved. At the same time, the national chairperson undertook the same process in conjunction with Dorothy, the women leadership. And I can give you one perfect example, because I've heard this, that she's been putting people from Stanley Square. Are you aware that in one position, I understand in Harare, And this, I got it because I asked for how did the process unfold to both the national chair, Bako Michi, and Mem Dorothy Bebe. When they got to Harare, they needed to get one female. They got stuck because they were given 3 females, right? Including our youth national organ, which is Yvonne, right? And I understand other names, which let me not name now. They then called the Secretary General, because in your reporting, you're saying the 2 groups are fighting. Dr. Kupe is not involved. It was the 2 national chairpersons, the women national chairperson and Bakomich. They called the SG and they say, SG, we have 3 names here. We want your wisdom. Which one should we pick? And the SG picked our organizer for the youth, national organizer for the youth, Yvonne, whom we know has struggle credentials. Now, so if you make such an erroneous or such a scandalous reporting, and you have access to the spokesperson of the party, you have access to other credible sources, people with spines, not people, spineless people, faceless people with fake claims, and you go reporting on that. My friend, no, I know you better than that, Kabankwe.
Okay, I want us to take this to the logical conclusion.
Okay.
Is there no fighting between SG Monzora's people and Dr. Kupe's people?
Yeah, you see, that's the problem I have, because I do not know SG Monzora's people and Dr. Kupe's people. So unless you identify for me and say so-and-so is SG Monzora's people and so-and-so is Dr. Kupe's people, I'm not going to be able to help you. There can't be any logical conclusion to such a discussion. So until these people are identified, how do I help you?
Okay, in today's daily news, there's a story that yet another security person was beaten up when trying to go into Harvest House by SG Monzora's people when they were trying to clean Dr. Kupe's office. That's a story in the public domain.
Yeah, look, I will tell you one thing, and I think I made a public commitment to the media house that I'm not going to lie. And even on this one, I'm not willing to lie. There's been a lot of violence, albeit very small compared to what we're used to. But you know, small things begin to grow and grow. And I really want to speak on behalf of the party against this violence. It is taking place, by the way. And obviously, the standing committee, we did speak to it. And we agreed as a standing committee that there is somebody behind this. It just doesn't happen on its own. When you see young people behave in that manner, you know they've been mobilized by somebody. Now, fortunate for us as a party, we've been here before. We've been here before in 2018. We saw how someone rose to prominence and leadership through violence. And so I hope that the MDC-T members will frown at this and they will act in harmony with their stated values and principles. We should not reward people that mobilize on violence and tribalism and sexism. We should not reward that. So I want to tell you that, yes, it is happening. I don't have a direct person to link and say so and so, but as a standing committee, we agreed that there is someone behind this, and we will one day find out. But I can tell you now, we are alive to the fact that this thing is going to get out of control very soon and not even later.
Okay, so do you see the difficulty?
It speaks to this unbridled ambition for power, you see, because I want you to think with me for a moment, Kabang. If a Khaliphani Phugeni can use violence to ascend or use some trickery to ascend to a position of power, using some advantage which they have within their party, intra-party contest. What stops ZANU-PF from using their advantage when it comes to a general election? So we lose the moral ground. Yeah? when we use expedience and violence and misinformation and suppression and all the trickery we can master to ascend to certain positions, and then in future we want to condemn ZANU, we're not going to be able to do that. We lose that moral high ground.
You know, Mr. Phugeni, I like the way you describe Dr. Kupe's values, especially transparency and the way she has managed the MDC-T ever since she came into the position. However, I find it difficult to understand why you cannot release the names of the nominated MPs and senators. I think everyone in Zimbabwe is baffled.
I said to you, I will release those names. There's an internal process which is underway. Now, I didn't only tell you alone. I tried to contact all the media houses which were there in my press, and I was hoping that then they will publicize this information. And I said to them, I made a commitment to you. It's unfortunate that I probably spoke too early. That process is still going, is still underway of finalizing that list. I will give you the list. Not only will I give you the list, I'll give you the positions of the people who were appointed, just to undermine this unfounded and malicious claim that favors were done. You will appreciate that all of those people, in the main, if not all of them, are National Council members.
Okay, but Parliament has already asked the outgoing senators and MPs to hand back their cars. So this means it's no longer an internal process. It's already something that is going to Parliament.
Yeah, no. I don't have a problem. I've simply said to you, allow us to finish our internal process. Allow us. I've made a commitment that I will make those names public. I will definitely make them public. But I've got nothing to hide. Just allow me to finish up my internal process, and I'll give them to you. That's what I'll do. But I'm simply saying to you, the unfounded claim that there's been favoritism, you will see it for its foolishness. Because all of those people are high-ranking members of the party. They're high-ranking members of the party.
And they're not from Bulawayo.
That's the most ridiculous and tribal statement that can be made. Who can replace a senator from Harare by a person from Bulawayo? It's not doable, because these people, you replace. Let me give you a perfect example. You cannot plug me from Pumula and take me to Maswingo. It's not doable. I'm a Bulawayo resident. I can only replace someone from Bulawayo. So the claims are ridiculous to the extent that you reported them without even verifying the process, Kabakwe. That's why I'm saying, really, this is not your best day. You're far better than that.
My job is to produce information the way.
No, but that's not information. Yay, my friend, that's not information. That's tribalism.
But the claim is coming from your party. That's why I'm saying to you, you have to understand something. I get the claim from inside your political party.
No, but you are missing the point. Tribalism is not only it respects no party affiliation. Bigots are found everywhere. You find them in church, my friend. Bigots, you find them in church, you find them in beer halls, you find them in sports, you find them in journalism, you find them in all political parties, by the way. Bigots are all over. Now, it's no excuse that they are from my political party, but when your responsibility is not to magnify that, you don't have to referate that, Kabango. You need to identify it for the drossness that it is and say, I am not going to stain myself and my good name and my reputation with such dross. That's what I'm expecting of you.
Okay, so I think for this week, let us bring everything to a close and let's try to have you back more often, because I find that when I have you on the platform more often, we get the correct information.
Yeah, but it was your mischief, and it was your mischief. I've been in this position for about 5 weeks now. You have been avoiding me like a plague. For what reason? I don't know, my friend. I've missed you. I've missed the platform, I've missed the listeners. Now they have not been educated because you've denied them education.
As you know, I'm currently in Mozambique, and sometimes I'm not in an area with reception. But I want us to wrap up. And I want us
you must actually come home. You must actually come home and make this whole thing easy so we can sit across each other like we used to do in South Africa.
I don't think my safety is guaranteed, seeing what is happening to Hopewell.
Oh, by the way, it is. Oh, by the way, it is guaranteed. Just to help you, how I can come to this conclusion. Since I'm here in Harare, I'm interacting with a lot of people, and all of them claim that they know me from your platform. It happened that one of them is a top government official who says he's been watching us, and they were concerned that this thing is no longer happening. So I told them that, look, he wants to come home, but unfortunately, he's not sure because he normally entertains those useless prophecies, not prophets. The people, I'm not saying they are useless, but they are prophets. They are what they prophesy on, you know, that's useless. And they said to me, no, you mustn't worry about it. I said, but Minister of Home Affairs mentioned him in one of his pressers with, I think it's the military or whatever. They said, no. He can actually go to the South African embassy, talk to the minister, comes here, he's safe. And this is what they said, my friend. They said, actually, we find him comical. Ouch. But so no, come home, my friend. Come home, my friend. I am willing. If they arrest you, they may as well arrest me. We can announce your coming, everything. They may as well arrest me. We must go down together because this government official gave me an assurance that you have never even been discussed. There's nothing. Please come.
Okay, let's go to Hopewell Chimano. Do you think what is happening is fair?
No, I don't know. I must be honest with you. I am not following that case maybe the way I should. Now, I'll tell you why. Because when you come to Hopewell, you come to Jonathan, you come to, who's this other guy? You know, there are about 3 or 5 guys that have been extremely unfair to us, extremely unfair to Dr. Kupe. So you don't even know what is true, what is fiction, because if they can lie about Dr. Kupe, what do I believe from them? Let me give an example. You know very well that even if I'm not physically with Dr. Kupe, but I'm in touch with her almost on every other minute basis because of the position I hold. Now, if you want to convince me that Dr. Kupe is a ZANU project, is an ED project, when I know that she doesn't even have ED's private number, when I know that if she has to engage with ED, she must call Dr. Mishek Sivan and engage with him official on government offices where we walk there and fill in a register. And you want to convince me that she's a project, that she's getting money, when I know where she's getting her money? I mean, honestly speaking, if you want to convince me that, and you want me to take you serious, and you're writing that and saying you have proof that she's this, she's that. So unfortunately, I don't follow. If there's Jonathan, if there's Hopewell, what's the other one? I can give you a list of these so-called journalists, but I know very well that these are liars. They can lie with a straight face. So it becomes difficult for me to try and follow. I've taken a decision that I'm not going to follow. But as far as their human rights are concerned, I hope they are protected. I hope that there is no infringement on their rights. But I really don't know why they've been arrested. I don't know why they've been taken. As with what's his name, Gary Vume, I was thinking about it. You know, the journalist at the time, they asked me if we're going to participate on the 31st, and I said, no, you know, who's leading that thing? And they said Gary Vume, and I said to myself, but this name sounds familiar. I went to quickly the name. I think he got about 300 and something, if I'm not mistaken. Last time he tried to contest as an MP. And you want an MDC-T, a responsible leadership, to take our people and put them in the hands of Ngarivu. No, please take us serious when you get time.
Okay. I think you have covered this very, very nicely. And I'll take up on your offer to come home. I'm going to be in Zimbabwe before December.
Lovely.
Yes.
No, let's publicize it. Let's publicize it. I'll try and because this official, I know him very well. I'll really try and be in touch with him. But I was told that no, there is nothing that Kabakwe should be scared of. But Mina, as a Christian, I'll appeal to you. Can you stop with those prophecies, please? Those useless prophecies. I'll tell you why. Those prophecies, I don't know the intent, by the way, but I know the effect. They have the effect of undermining people's faith in the true God of heaven, because none of those prophecies are going to come through, especially with regards to coup and whatsoever. No, none of those things are going to happen. So the more you bring those people and they claim that they are prophets of God and they make those useless prophecies, they are not useless people, but the prophecies are useless because they will never come through. And they have the effect, I don't know the intent, but they have the effect of undermining people's faith and trust in the true God of heaven. So no, my friend, don't use your platform for such uselessness.
Okay, so I promise you that I'm going to tone down on the prophets.
Please. Okay. And leave the military out of it, Kabakwe. You don't want to be fighting with the military, man. How does that help you? Just stop all this whole thing about the military. Those guys are not like us. We're the politicians. We vote, we persuade each other. No, the military is trained on a line of command. So once you're going after their top general, the junior ones don't take it lightly. So I don't think it's helping us, doesn't help our democratic discourse and whatever. Just leave the military out of this whole thing, man. Do the politicians, okay, do us the politicians.
Okay, I think you've got a point, and I'm going to obviously adjust the way we've been doing things. And I also want to ask you one last question. Do you think the opposition is doing a good job fighting or opposing ZANU-PF, or ZANU-PF is just running away with everything because they are doing so well compared to the opposition?
Well, we have to set our house in order. And that is what Dr. Coupe has been trying to do. And of course, we've got our problems. You know, you've been asking me about that mischievous so-called nomination. You see, all those things, they have the effect of undermining our platform, you see. So we need to fix up those small things and make sure that we get our house in order, because let me give you an example. On Tuesday, His Excellency E.T. Mnangagwa announces further measures to curb COVID-19. He says all political gatherings are banned, all of them, right? On Wednesday, you wake up with people who saying we've gathered at Harvest House, a political gathering, and we have nominated so and so. When there's no such a thing that, by the way, that took place, because to nominate, you need the standing committee to come up with rules and regulations, and that process needs to be supervised and whatever. But here's the point that I'm driving to you. Now, if ED announces no political gatherings and whatsoever, the following day, an MDC-T defies him, and they do that. Now, there are two things that this government can do. It's either they can arrest, right? And if they arrest us, then we're going to go to courts and whatsoever, clock the whole court system over such mischief. Or they don't arrest. Now, if they don't arrest, then the NC group will come and say, aha, we told you that MDC-T is a ZANU project. Look, they do whatever they want to do with impunity. They don't even care about COVID. You see the predicament that is there. You remember you asked me about opposition. So now we are occupying ourselves with things that have nothing to do with the people. They have nothing to do with the strike. Why are we doing that? You see, so those are the things that we need to nip up as the opposition, mop up and get ourselves ready for the real struggles of the people. Clean water and sanitation. Make sure that there is jobs for the people. Kick out corruption completely. Take care, you know, social security for the aged and the vulnerable and all those things. Take care of the rural folk I don't know how long they have suffered in the manner they have suffered. Let's put them first. And we take ourselves last and just at least experience the hardships that they are going through. Now, that's a political party that is ready to govern. But if you're still scoring all these useless own goals, yeah, we still have a mountain to climb. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. We're being led, and I have seen Dr. Kupe at close range, at least for the last 2 years, and I'm quite positive.
Okay, I'm personally looking forward to meeting her. I've never met Dr. Kupe, so I know many people were saying that we're giving you guys too much airtime, but I think once you went into Harare, it became clear that it was not only us who was giving you platform, it was also a lot of other media houses. And,
no, but I think it must be said, Kabak, I know you are being gracious, but I remember when you came to me, and this is what you said. You said you want to expose that Dr. Kupe's sharp brains around here. I went to Dr. Kupe and the team, everyone was against it because we all knew that you are an alliance guy and you were obviously going to be biased. But I managed to persuade them that, no, I'm sure we can be able to disagree, but still remain respectful to each other and be able to get something out of it. And look at where we are today. And so in a large way, thank you so much. We couldn't have achieved much of what we have achieved without you. And Zimbabweans that I meet throughout the streets in Harare here, they are thankful. There's a side they didn't know. There's a side which was suppressed, and you have brought that side to the fore. And thank you so much. In a big part, my friend, I don't always agree with you. I find you extremely biased at times and unreasonable. But on this one, you've been God sent.
You know, let me tell you something about me. I like Nelson Chamisa a lot, right?
I know.
But I always criticize him.
Yeah.
And to the extent that he feels that I'm against him. So many people don't understand the way I feel that it's important to provide information. So to me, when I get information, I have to produce it. This is what you have to understand. It doesn't matter. If you remember, Jonas was with me every day. When he fed an abduction in December, you know what I did? With pain in my heart, I had to release that information. So I always, that's my job to release information. And it doesn't matter who it is, you know.
Yeah. No, I thank you, my friend. And yes, I've got new friends now. If I find you unreasonable, you have to wait until I'm before blessed in Shlanga. I mean, it takes unreasonableness to a whole new level altogether. You bring in other people. Let me not name them because I don't know how they'll take it. At least Blessed has a thick skin. I know he can take it. But you have seen the press I face every time I have that press at Harvest House, MRT House. But no, thank you guys. I appreciate you as the media because we do get the opportunity to interact with the audience via you. Of course, you are biased. Of course, all of you like NC. It's understandable. I think it was properly branded. We should work hard also to brand ourselves. But our style is that we must, in our branding, be informed by our values and principles. It will take time. Rome was not built in a day. But thank you that you have walked with us thus far.
Okay, let's move on to the last question, which is to do with the 7.5
million. But I thought we were
million.
closing. I thought we were closing. That's why now we're having this.
It's important. You know, like you just raised the question of which I wanted to raise regarding the 7.5 million.
Okay.
Did it really come to you, or is it still coming?
No, it came. The money came. I said it in my presser 2 pressers ago. Yes, the money came. Look, you can ask me what you want to find out. To the extent that I know, I'll tell you. If I don't know, I'll gladly bring the Treasurer General here. He's media shy, but I think it will be safe. You know, I'm careful to guard my brand as well. So I don't want to say things that will later be proven to be untrue. Look at how much you are roasting me over the list which I'm not refusing to release. I'm saying give me enough time to do internal processes. So the 7.4, it's actually 7.4 something. It came. The Treasurer General has done his budget and is busy advancing our objectives using it. So yeah, it did come.
Okay, I think let's bring this conversation to an end. It's been very nice talking to you. I thought I was going to talk to you for 15 minutes, but it's gone up to almost 30 minutes now. So thank you very much for joining me.
Because you've gone for a long time without denying people what they want. I don't know what you were up to.
Okay, so let's talk again every week. I think that's important, and you can also assist me if we've got Harare journalists. We can bring them into the conversation. I'm quite open for us to have different people here. You can also bring guests with you. And I think people are changing their view of MDC-T. You agree with me?
Yeah, no, it's okay. I will let you do the bringing in of journalists and other people, because I can't go to a journalist and say, let's go to Zimbabwe. I think you guys are in competition, and I'm not sure how many of them will agree, but obviously some of them will be watching. If they do agree, they'll obviously give you a shout. Those that are close to me will give me a shout, and we will come. No, I wouldn't mind. I really wouldn't mind to have 3-4 crazy journalists hold my feet to the fire. I'll be very happy. By the way, I'm very comfortable doing this because my message is pristine. Because I don't have to make up anything. I don't know if you've noticed that. I don't make up anything. I just have to let the truth speak for itself. So I'm not intimidated. I'm not worried about any journalist saying anything. I'm not obsessed about anything. I will not defend an individual. And that is what people have probably not appreciated about me. I don't defend individuals. I defend the values of the party, the principles, and its constitution. So that's how my job is easy, because I have to defend the party, its values, its principles, its constitution, and its character and nature.
Okay. Mr. Khaliphani Phugeni, spokesman for the MDC-T. Is there anything else you want to say before we close?
No, I want to appreciate Zimbabweans in their generality. If you look at what is happening south of Limpopo, it's scary. It's scary. So you cannot tell me that we have managed to contain this virus by just mere chance or luck. It tells you that people have moderated their behavior. They've made sure that they cooperate in some way, notwithstanding the socio-economic difficulties that come with that cooperation. And I know that people are not going to like me for this, but I think for the first time, I have to pay special homage to His Excellency for the leadership in this regard. Because when you see numbers doing the way they are doing throughout the globe, and they point to leadership, they say, when the numbers are low, it's good leadership. When the numbers are high, it's bad leadership. There are countries I can mention, but let me not mention them for the sake of good relations. And I think one country comes into mind. So no, I have to appreciate his leadership on this matter, on COVID. And if he could just take this type of leadership into other areas, other socio-economic areas, I am sure he will have a citizenry that is very thankful and happy. So yeah, big up to him. On COVID, he's done very, very well. I wish he could do well on the monetary policy, on the fiscal policy, on the social policy, on the social net policy, education, health, all those things, transport. But on COVID, love the man, hate the man. He has shown leadership, and I couldn't be prouder of a president than I am of him right now.
Right, thank you very much, Mr. Phugeni. I hope we'll have this discussion again early next week and inform people more.
Okay. No, thank you. Thank you to you. Thank you to the viewers at home. Bye-bye.